Before NIKKI BENZ would appear in over 200 adult films, before NIKKI would host Brazzers House, DP Stars, and take home a win for Best Crossover Star at the XBiz Awards in 2015, before NIKKI BENZ would campaign to become the mayor of Toronto in 2014, before NIKKI BENZ would get proposed to by one Michael McCrudden. Yeah, that happened. We filmed it in this very studio. Let's take a look. NIKKI, what are you doing for the rest of your life?
Oh my god, no.
Growing up, NIKKI BENZ's family immigrated from the Ukraine to Toronto, Ontario, Canada, which is a city she still holds near and dear to her heart. When she graduated from high school, she was working as a swimsuit model, and she thought about becoming a lawyer. But then a boyfriend at the time introduced her to the work of adult film star Jenna Jameson, and she decided, yeah, that was for her and it would be her pathway to fame and fortune. My name is Michael McCrudden and welcome to Before They Were Famous, documenting the life of NIKKI BENZ prior to fame, here for you and Before They Were Famous. Now this is an updated version, I did one in the past, but this one's going to be a little bit more in depth. And be sure to let me know in the comments down below who you want me to document next. I kind of lost my train of thought when I said in depth, and NIKKI BENZ in the same. Anyway, NIKKI BENZ was born on December 11th, 1981 in Mariupol, Ukraine. At the age of 7, her family packed up their things and made the move to Toronto, Canada, where NIKKI would grow up just outside of the city.
Growing up in Toronto, I grew up with a single parent, so I saw my mom work a lot.
NIKKI got into a serious relationship relatively young and lost her virginity at the age of 14.
It was painful.
Yeah.
It was painful, but it was also with a longtime boyfriend. Dated him for 3 years, so it was, you know, I was ready.
Following graduation from high school, NIKKI BENZ booked some work as a swimsuit model. She then decided to up her game and was working as an exotic dancer in Toronto. She also had a boyfriend at the time, and he was a fan of porn movies. He introduced her to the work of Jenna Jameson, and all of a sudden, well, NIKKI BENZ had found her new calling.
My ex-boyfriend was a huge porn fan, and I never really watched pornography until I met him, and then he introduced me to Jenna Jameson like through film. So I sort of looked her up and I followed her career for a little bit, and I realized that she's a sex symbol and she's hot and she's making money and she's entertaining people. And I said to myself, this is sort of what I want to do.
Now after NIKKI had this idea turned in her head, she decided this is what she was gonna do. So she put together some of her modeling photos and she sent them to porn director Jim Gunn, who then flew her out to Florida 2 weeks later to have her appear in her first film titled Strap-On Sally alongside Gina Lynn. Why the guy took 2 weeks to get her there, I got no idea. From there, NIKKI BENZ began to build up her own following, initially on her MySpace page, where her fans would refer to themselves as the Benz Mafia. Now that's a name her fans came up with all on their own, but NIKKI herself, she's a huge fan of mafia movies, so it works for her. Once NIKKI was comfortable and certain that this was the career for her, she appeared in her first boy-girl scene alongside Ben English, titled The Sweetest Thing. Following this, NIKKI made the move to Los Angeles and became a popular fixture in the adult industry. She posed for magazines including High Society, Genesis, We, Sherry, Club International, and Hustler. She became Penthouse Pet of the Month back in April of 2010. Then in 2011, while Penthouse, they decided to make her the Pet of the Year. Since then, NIKKI BENZ has gone on to have a very long and successful career in the adult industry and has made moves into more mainstream work. She works as a host at live events. She's also the host of reality television stylized content. She runs her own business, she's considered getting into politics, and has appeared in television and films including Pain and Gain. But her career highlight most certainly was her sit-down interview for me. For sure. And the rest of the story, well, you know the story because this is Before They're Famous. Now, I've done a bunch of bios on porn stars in the past. I've done Mia Khalifa and Madison Ivy, Christy Mack, so be sure to check those out. Also be sure to subscribe, let me know who you want me to document next. I also do all sorts of bios on rappers, actors, singers, people that are famous online, YouTubers, all that stuff, so let me know down below who's next. Now, the average girl in the adult industry, she only lasts a couple months. Now, here we have NIKKI BENZ, who has a long-lasting career and as an award winner, I'm lucky enough to be sitting next to her.
Hey.
NIKKI BENZ! Now you are a globetrotter, you were in Australia, you were in New York City recently, what are you up to?
Well, in Australia, I was there for a celebrity appearance, you know, doing pictures, taking photos with the fans, and in New York, I went topless in Times Square with Alexis Texas, promoting equal rights.
Amazing.
If men can go topless in Times Square, why can't I?
I am not, I'm totally cool with that. And then you picked up an award for at the XBiz for Crossover Star?
I did, yes.
Does that mean you're crossing out a porn?
Well, what do you think?
I think we're gonna find out after the intro. My name is Michael McCrudden, welcome to IO Trends.